You probably wouldn't say it out loud, not at the gym, not at work, not even with your closest friend. But the question has been sitting quietly in the back of your mind for years, maybe decades. Am I normal? I'm Dr. Melinda. I'm a board-certified urologist with over 10 years of experience helping men protect their health, performance, and confidence. And today we're going to talk openly about one of the most common questions in men's health, yet one of the least spoken about: penis size. We'll bust myths, look at the science, talk about how to measure correctly, and most importantly, I'll show you how to stop letting insecurities control your confidence. Before we dive in, let me ask you something. Where are you watching from right now? I love seeing the community we've built together all around the world. Drop your country or city in the comments. And while you're there, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more real men's health truths that no one else will tell you. Here's the thing most men don't realize. According to one of the largest global studies ever published in the British Journal of Urology International, more than 90% of men fall within a completely normal range. Let me say that again. 9 out of 10 men are already normal. So why do so many still feel inadequate? It starts early. Imagine being 13 or 14. You stumble across your first adult film. What you see is not biology, it's performance. Those men were cast for their size. The camera angles, the lighting, sometimes even digital editing, it's all designed to exaggerate. But here's the problem: that image becomes your reference point, and it sticks. Now add locker room talk, crude comparisons, bragging, and suddenly a perfectly normal body begins to feel less than. Research shows up to 60% of men feel some dissatisfaction with their size, even though more than 95% are medically normal. And when women are surveyed, only about 5 to 10% say size is very important in a partner. So let me ask you, if the majority of men are normal and most women don't care nearly as much as men think, then where does this obsession come from? It comes from silence. No one ever told you the truth. Not in school, not in health class, and certainly not in those films. But that's why I'm here, to change that starting right now. As a urologist with over a decade of experience, I've seen men of every age, every background, every concern. And here's what I can tell you with absolute confidence. Size is not the real problem. Misinformation is. I've seen men with completely average anatomy who lived in quiet shame for decades. I've also seen men with above average size who still felt insecure. The truth is, it's not about the ruler, it's about perception, confidence, and health. And here's the good news. You can measure yourself accurately, you can understand what normal really means, and you can take steps today to improve how you look, feel, and perform. Without surgery, without gimmicks, and without shame. So let's break it down into 5 key insights every man should know. Stick with me because I promise, by the end of this video, you'll see yourself in a completely different light. Mistake number 1, measuring wrong. Most men measure incorrectly. Think of it like stepping on a broken scale. You'll never get the truth. Some press the ruler into the skin instead of starting at the pubic bone. Some measure from underneath, adding length that isn't really there. Some don't measure at full erection. Others compare themselves when cold, anxious, or barely aroused. No wonder the numbers don't make sense. In medical research, we use something called the flaccid stretched length, and it's remarkably accurate. Here's how you can do it at home. Stand upright, use a ruler or soft measuring tape. Place it on top of the penis, starting at the pubic bone, pressing gently into the fat pad for accuracy. While flaccid, gently stretch the penis forward to its natural full length, firmly but not painfully. Measure from base to tip. That's your flaccid stretch length, and it reflects your true erect length. For girth, use a soft tape or string. Wrap it around the thickest part of the shaft, mark it, then measure. Simple, accurate, reliable. Mistake number 2, comparing yourself to fantasy. Adult film actors are not average. They're selected for one exaggerated feature. Then camera tricks, stage lighting, prosthetics, and yes, even digital editing are used to make them look even larger. A 2016 Men's Health investigation revealed some scenes were digitally stretched after filming. That's not reality, it's engineering. Yet your brain doesn't see the edits, it just sees bigger. And over time, that fantasy becomes your false baseline. Think about this. The penis is extremely sensitive to temperature, stress, and blood flow. Cold air, Anxiety, or even standing in front of a mirror under harsh lighting can shrink it temporarily by half. Compare that to a man in perfect lighting, fully aroused, digitally enhanced, and of course you'll feel inadequate. But it's an illusion, and illusions should never control your confidence. Mistake number 3, ignoring the real numbers. So let's talk science. A landmark 2015 study with nearly 15,000 men worldwide found average erect length, 13.2 centimeters, just over 5 inches. Average erect girth, 11.5 centimeters, about 4.5 inches. Not 8 inches, not 10, not what you saw in that film, just over 5 inches, and that's the global average. Even more important, 90 to 95% of men fall between 4 and 6.3 inches. If you're anywhere in that range, you are completely normal. At the extremes, there's micropenis less than 3 inches erect and macropenis over 9.5 inches erect, but both are extremely rare genetic outliers, not benchmarks of masculinity. Most men don't fall outside the average, they just think they do. Mistake number 4, chasing size instead of health. Here's something most men never hear. More size doesn't always mean more satisfaction. In fact, research shows that beyond a certain point, around 6 to 7 inches, additional length or girth can actually cause discomfort for a partner. Even more concerning, men who undergo enhancement procedures often remain dissatisfied because the real issue was never physical. UCLA studies found that nearly 40% of men who had surgery still weren't happy afterwards. And the risks, infection, scarring, permanent damage to sexual function. So the truth is, chasing size is not the path to confidence. Chasing health is. Mistake number 5, forgetting what really matters. At the end of the day, satisfaction in the bedroom isn't about length or girth. It's about connection, confidence, and presence. When men stop obsessing over size and start focusing on improving blood flow, boosting testosterone naturally, reducing belly fat, and strengthening their pelvic floor muscles, they don't just look better, they feel better. Because when your body is healthy, your confidence follows. And confidence, not centimeters, is what your partner truly cares about. So here's what I want you to do. Measure correctly. Use the medical method I showed you once and then stop obsessing over it. Write it down if you want, but let it go. Focus on blood flow. Eat nitrate-rich foods like beets, spinach, and arugula. Stay hydrated. Quit smoking. Exercise. Check your hormones. If your energy or libido feels off, ask your doctor for a full hormone panel. Natural fixes, better sleep, strength training, less alcohol often make a huge difference. Trim the fat pad. Losing a couple inches off your waistline can make your penis appear noticeably longer. Strengthen your pelvic floor. Yes, Kegels aren't just for women. They directly improve rigidity and control. Stop comparing. Remember, you're not a measurement. You're a man. I want you to hear me on this. You are not too small. You were just never told the truth. Your worth, your masculinity, your ability to connect with a partner, none of it is defined by a number on a ruler. And here's the beautiful part. When you stop carrying that insecurity, you gain freedom. Freedom to enjoy intimacy without anxiety. Freedom to feel confident in your body. Freedom to focus on what really matters. Connection, health, and presence. So ask yourself, what's more powerful, being an inch above average on a chart or being in control of your body, your confidence, and your relationships? You already know the answer. If this video spoke to you, do me a favor. Leave a comment with your thoughts or questions. I'll do my best to answer them in future videos, anonymously, of course. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video, because you never know which of your friends is carrying the same silent insecurity you once did. I'm Dr. Melinda, reminding you, age is not the end of vitality. Small changes can bring big comfort, freedom, and confidence. You are already enough, and the best is still ahead.